Well, it's storming here at my house, here at the airport. That's a good thing because we need the rain, right? It's awesome. And since yesterday, the radars have been lighting up, which is an awesome thing to see finally after all these days of drought and lack of rain. This is really something. And there's more to come, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, but right now I want to talk about R&R Controls because they are the 270 weather sponsor, and they are in an effort right now to get you to call them so that you can have your HVAC system looked at. Because what is today? Oh, yeah, it's Monday. The first day of fall. It is officially now fall. Okay. So from here on out, the days are going to get shorter, the nights are going to get longer. That means eventually you're going to need to cut on the heat. Is your system ready for this? It's been running all summer long. It's been out there spinning, turning, compressor's been kicking in, everything's just, moving right along. And then all of a sudden, when you need to cut on the heat, it's like, what's that smell? What? Oh, what is going on? Something's burning. Okay. That's the old Kenny Rogers in the first edition song. Something's burning. Yeah. It could be the heating element in your HVAC. It could be a dead critter. I've had that happen, by the way. So I know of which I speak. So what you need to do is to call R&R Controls, have them come out, inspect your entire HVAC system. And I'm just not talking about residential. I'm also talking about your business, your office, your warehouse, your place of business. It needs inspection and it needs it now because if you wait too long, here it is already the middle toward the end of September. You're going to wait too late until something breaks, and then you smell that smell, and it's like something's not right. So go ahead and call them and get it done. Who knows? They may be able to come out in the next couple of days, depending on how busy. But the thing is that since they started advertising here, they stay busy. So give them a call. R&R Controls 270 777 2024. That's R&R Controls 270 777 2024. R&R Controls, never be without. Your 270 weather in 30 seconds. Yeah, boy, that rain, boy, it sure is nice coming down right here at my place at the Bowling Green, Warren County Regional Airport. Good evening, Monday, September 22nd. I'm Chris Allen, and this is 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. All right. So as you can see, the radars are all lit up behind me. Everything is looking really good. This is a good rainfall as expected. And the best news of all, there's more to come. Yes. Really, this is just kind of the beginning. There's a lot more rain to come, which I'll show you in just a moment. Let's check out the numbers from today. The high was 85 here at the airport, 4 degrees warmer than the normal of 81. And the low was 68. Now, this is showing just 1/100th of an inch of rain at the Bowling Green Airport, but I can tell you that just within the last few minutes, I'm looking out my window, just within the last few minutes, I'm sure we've picked up a lot more than that. It's probably closer to maybe a quarter inch, maybe. We'll check some of the Kentucky Mesonet sites here in just a moment. But let's go to radar, and boy, is it lighting up. All of a sudden, we started getting these little thunderstorms here at the airport. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah, here's Bowling Green. Look at that. Okay, so the airport here in Bowling Green is right about here. All right. And you can see that thunderstorm right there. It just went through, passed over. Some of the lightning is more so on the southern tip down here on this particular thunderstorm. It's not severe, but it does have some lightning and it's got some pretty heavy rainfall and even a gust of wind with it. That's typical of the storms that we've seen this afternoon. There's another one that's moving up toward Park City, Cave City at this hour. We'll continue to zoom out, show you some other locations out to the east: Liberty, Russell Springs, Jamestown, Albany, all getting up and down the 127 corridor, getting some of those showers and storms. There's more up here toward, you see Evansville to Santa Claus. Santa Claus is getting some rain. Hey, boy, howdy. Over toward Louisville, and then stretching all the way back to about Harrisburg, Illinois. And notice along this particular boundary, you get forming storms, and then you get them forming even kind of back building. That is indicative of the low level jet that is in place, tapping into available moisture. You get a little daytime heating, and bada bing, bada boom. You get these showers and storms, and that's what's happening mostly this afternoon. Now, earlier, there were some severe storms. Let me change radar. Most of those have moved off to the north and east. Look at this. Look at that huge area of rain that is up toward. Whoops. Boy, it just shut off, didn't it? It didn't like that. Let me go back, see if I can bring that radar back. It just shut down on me because it didn't like what I did. Okay. Now I think we're back. Okay. There we are. So let me see if I can do this without shutting it down. But look at these storms. This is up toward Huntington, West Virginia. Big complex of thunderstorms moving in. Some of these are severe, moving out of Kentucky and into West Virginia. So look at all the lightning. I mean, it's huge. Big, long QLCS. That's a quasi linear convective system. That's what QLCS stands for. It just means it's a kind of like a squall line of thunderstorm. We used to call them squall lines. Now it's the technical term is QLCS. Bada bing, bada boom. $5 words. But anyway, want to make sure I got it right for those of you studying meteorology and you're wondering what I'm talking about, or for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about. There you go. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to the Louisville radar. Yeah, we're seeing even more development that's taking place this afternoon from, well, about Metro Louisville to Lexington, Frankfort, and then all the way down 68, just east of Lebanon, Campbellsville. And then, of course, these storms around the Bowling Green area that I showed you, and then down around Nashville. In the 615, you are getting some scattered thunderstorms. And this is not the end of it. In fact, there's going to be more developing activity as we get on into the night. And some of that, I don't think it's necessarily going to be severe, uh, but a few strong storms, sure, yeah, sure. Why not? There's just enough instability in the atmosphere to make that happen. Okay. All right. Let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet now, show you what's going on currently at 6:30 p.m. on this Monday evening, September 22nd, first day of fall, where we've had some rain out east of us, 60s, upper 60s right now, 70s here in Bowling Green, low 70s, 71 at both the Corvette plant and the Western Ag Expo Center, and then mid to upper 70s back into Western Kentucky. Well, let's take a look. How much rain since midnight? 1500s at the Corvette plant, almost a quarter inch down at the Ag Expo Center. 1.76 in Edmonton, Metcalfe County since midnight. Congratulations, Edmonton. You needed that. 1.12 in Columbia. You needed that. The newest Kentucky Mesonet station in Greensburg measured 7100ths, almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. 1.36 in Campbellsville, up in Taylor County. Then you've got 4200ths in Scottsville, 3/10 of an inch, Tompkinsville. Then some of the areas that have been hit with several rounds of rain today. Look at this. Now, this is just since midnight. This is not a 24-hour total. This is since midnight. Union County, Morgan Field, not Morgantown, but Morgan Field, 2.3 inches of rain. How about 2 3/4 inches of rain in Dixon, Kentucky? That's in Webster County, 2.25, 2 1/4 inches. Marion, Kentucky, not Marion, Kentucky. That's in Crittenden County on the Ohio River, 2.25 inches of rain. Whew, my goodness. 6,600ths up there in Ohio County. Others just little specks and dots here and there. How about we go 24 hours? Well, not much change because most of the rains that have come today have been after midnight. So you don't see the totals change all that much, or if it at all. Currently, the winds are out of the south at 5 to 10. There have been some higher gusts today. And as you can see, they're still back in Western Kentucky where we've had some clearing for a time. The winds have picked up, that air above us mixing down to the ground, 10 to 15 miles per hour from the south and southwest. All right. Moving on now, let's go to the potential for, let me try this here. Let me go to the potential for severe weather, which, like I said, there was a little bit today. This is the outlook, and this outlook just had the level 1 green marginal risk last night when I did this podcast. Then it was like in between News 40 sunrise this morning at 6 a.m. and then our newest newscast, News 40 at 9 a.m. They upgraded, the Storm Prediction Center upgraded a portion of central Kentucky east of Interstate 65 to a level 2 yellow slight risk. And that's because they saw that that's where the best warming would take place. Daytime heating would kick in with the low level jet, causing a better chance for a damaging wind threat with any thunderstorms that did turn strong this afternoon. And you can see it here. There is the severe wind outlook. But I can tell you that this is waning. It is going to kind of relax a little bit this evening. There's not a tornado outlook, okay? Just to let you know, calm your fears. There's not a severe hail outlook, none of that. Let's move on to tomorrow. And tomorrow's severe weather risk, again, is going to be on the low side. It's going to be from Well, a little east of Bowling Green, all the way back into southwestern Kentucky. Okay. That's where the low level jet will interact again with some of the available moisture. And again, the main threat would be damaging wind threat, along with torrential rain and some intense lightning. There could be some small hail, but I'm not really looking at a lot. And I think Wednesday could actually be the most active day. I said this last night on the podcast. If you were watching, Wednesday looks to be when we get this, not just the threat of severe weather more likely, but when we could see the heaviest rainfall and the greatest concentration of rainfall. Pretty much the entire state of Kentucky is under a level 1 green marginal risk. It's a low end threat for Wednesday. And there you see the threat 5 to 14%. Again, it's on the low end of the scale. Most likely, damaging wind threat again would be the primary factor. Okay. So that's what we're looking at for right now. Let's go to the possibility of precipitation, the POPs, and the QPF quantitative precipitation forecast. And here we go. Next 7 days, keep in mind, this is a 7-day stretch. Collectively, how much rain could we get? Well, between tomorrow and next Tuesday, September 30th, you look on the scale, that bright red indicates between 3 and 4 inches of rain, with maybe a little sliver in there of maybe 4 to 5. But that's not all at once, which is good because then we would have some flooding issues. But this would be over a span of time, that entire week. But it's not going to rain the entire 7 days. It's going to rain the next 4 to almost 5. So you take that, 3 to 5 inches of rain in some cases. Some of that you could get an inch or two, like some of you did today in one storm. That could cause some short fuse or short term flash flooding. But as far as anything like April, you'll recall, it's not going to be anything like that. But beneficial rainfall, oh yeah. And that's exactly what we need. And it's still coming. There's still more to come. This is not over. All right, let's go to the maps. Here we are, the here and now. And you know what? These high pressure centers that you see here, pretty much nothing. They're on the map, but thankfully, they are not strong enough to block this closed low pressure system and the associated low level jet that is really being the culprit for the rains that we're getting. Well, that we got yesterday and we're getting today, and we'll get tonight, and we'll get tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah. So don't worry about these highs. All summer long, they've been blocking the rain. These are not strong enough to do that. Thank goodness. The drought will soon be over, I think. Now, here is 7 o'clock this evening, which we're just a few minutes away from. This is where the better severe weather threat is. As you can see, it's up about where I showed you some of those severe storms up toward Huntington, West Virginia, Charleston, Ashland, Kentucky. Yeah, the red zone is there. As we get into the overnight hours, I'm going to, as I mentioned today, if you were watching me on TV at News 40, I said that there would be some more developing thunderstorms overnight and into early Tuesday morning. And here you go. Look at that. Because of the low level jet still being active and the upper low in the vicinity, more showers and thunderstorms. Now, I do not expect these overnight storms to be severe. This is not going to be an up all night, pace the floor back and forth kind of deal. Tornadoes, no. Now, there could be a strong storm, or there could even be a severe thunderstorm warning for somebody overnight tonight in this darker green area. But really, I think the instability will be lacking enough to where it's just going to rain, it's just going to thunder, some lightning, maybe a gust of wind, and that's it. Here's 7 a.m. tomorrow. Look at the setup here. Again, the placement of the jet stream, the low level jet, is in a place perfectly poised for us here in southern Kentucky to continue to get some badly needed rain. And yeah, as you get ready to go to work or school tomorrow morning for your Tuesday, it's all going to be there. Slacking off a little bit as we get into Tuesday afternoon, into Tuesday evening, but here comes another piece of energy that'll move in from the west out of the Boot Hill of Missouri and kick our way. Don't worry about that high pressure. It's not going to keep it from coming. Again, this is weak, dirty. We call it dirty high pressure because it's contaminated with the rain. That low level jet, again, is helping us kick these rains into high gear, which is beautiful. There's the low moving through parts of Missouri Wednesday morning. More showers and thunderstorms. In fact, this could be the day of heavier rain and possibly a little bit more in the way of severe storms. Now, if we start Wednesday morning with a round of storms in between this triple point, which is the low pressure system, warm front to the north, cold front to the south, we'll be in that warm sector. If we get showers and thunderstorms Wednesday morning, there could be a break in between Wednesday morning and Wednesday evening. And then as the cold front approaches, that's when we could get stronger to possibly severe storms Wednesday afternoon and evening right there. Because then we'll be right next to the cold front. And typically when we see these kind of setups, that's when you have a better chance of severe weather and maybe some very heavy rainfall. So Wednesday, even though we have a severe weather threat tomorrow, a small one, I'm still thinking if there's going to be an active weather day, it's going to be Wednesday. Thursday, the front slows down. You see the trough here. See that bend? Undulation, if you want to call it that. That's another $5 word. Undulation, trough, bend. That's a sag in the air pressure as the cold front begins to push through. This is Thursday morning. Yep. It just refreshed on me. Let me go back. Here's Thursday. There it is. Now we go Friday. Friday morning, we begin to see the showers tapering off a bit. We get into Saturday, showers will move east. The rain chances begin to go down. That's good if you've got something planned for the weekend. Sunday, the rains are gone completely. Monday, not able to load anything there, but there's not going to be much of anything left after that. So whatever rains you get the next few days is what you're going to get for a bit, which is good because we're getting beneficial rain. That's the key. It's not just these little tiny showers. We're actually getting beneficial rainfall. Here's a look at the blender, the model blender, next 10 days, taking us into the beginning of October. 86 tomorrow, maybe, depending on how much cloud cover and rain there is. 83 on Wednesday with the heavier rain and thunderstorms. That cools us down into the upper 70s. I think we could even be a few degrees cooler than these 79s that are showing up there Thursday and Friday. We do try with the drier air to come back into the low to mid 80s, but after that, we go back down into the low 80s Temperatures overnight will stay in the 50s pretty much after that. More rounds of rain look to come in around the 1st of October. And that would be good because we don't need it to get any drier than what it is right now. Now, I know many of you are probably wondering, so what about the burn bans? What about the drought? Well, okay, I'll address the drought first. We will not get a new drought update until Thursday. All right, today is just Monday. So they do this just once a week. So maybe with the drought update that comes out Thursday, we'll see some improvement. But will the drought be gone? I doubt it. I think it'll be better than the level 2 severe drought that we're in right now. And maybe some of those that are in the level 3 extreme drought will back off just a bit. But I don't think it's going to be completely gone unless we pick up enough rain in the next few days to just wipe it out. But I doubt it. I doubt it. So you need to be aware of that. Also, burn bans. Now, I'll tell you that the burn bans do not come from the National Weather Service or from us. We show the map, but the burn bans are done by local municipalities, county judge executives, city mayors, and things like that. So I would say to that, each community is just going to have to take a look in the next few days and decide whether they're going to leave those burn bans. As of right now, as of 6:47 p.m. on September 22nd, Monday evening, the burn bans that were in effect are still in effect, even though we've had some rain. You will need to check with your local districts, your local cities and counties, and then watch our map on News 40 to see if those are going to be pulled or if they're going to continue. But I will tell you this, that we're close enough to October 1st that a lot of these communities may just leave those burn bans up because starting October 1st, which is the end of next week, that's when the statewide burn ban goes into effect. It happens every fall. Every fall, October 1st, statewide burn ban. That means every county will be under a burn ban, regardless of how much rain we've had. Because everything then is, all the dying leaves and the weeds and brush and all of that, it's all dying. And it's just fuel. It's fuel for any fire or any somebody tosses a cigarette or tries to burn something outdoors and it's not wet enough. Humidity levels are not moist enough to keep a fire from spreading into a wildfire. That's the problem that always starts around the 1st of October. So know that. Know that even though some burn bans may temporarily come down, every county in Kentucky will go under a burn ban starting October 1st. It's that way every year, not just this year, every year. All right. You guys enjoy the rain. I know I've gone out and sat on my porch, and just as the rain was coming down, I've got a tin roof. And oh, those of you with tin roofs, you know what I'm talking about. It just kind of lulls you into sleep. It just kind of, oh man, love that. Enjoy. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder overnight, maybe even see a flash of lightning through your bedroom window, but don't be alarmed. I don't think it's going to be any big deal. This is not an up all night, pace the floor kind of stuff. Oh, that's my wife calling me. So I guess I better go. You guys have a great evening. Thanks for watching, and God bless.